y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Tamara. If you're new here, my channel primarily consists of beauty, a little bit of fashion, a little bit of lifestyle. If I look beat down, it's kind of because I am. This is not how I wanted to intro it, but I'm gonna intro it like this today because I've gotten so much new equipment in like the last, I want to say years, the last couple of months, just because I'm trying to like upgrade how I do all of this. And I got a whole like, actually it's not connected anymore, so I can show you. I got a microphone to attach here to make my audio clearer, and in order to get that microphone, because like Canon doesn't have that thing that like slips in, I had to get this rigmarole and then attach it to this, and this was supposed to go into the camera, but I got too big of one, so we're not using a microphone today because I don't have a computer either. When I like this is I'm starting this video very whiny because I was like, all right, I'm gonna have like this great setup. I think I finally figured out my vanity lights, how they can stay on. I have a big old light over here. I was like, okay, I can have a microphone so my audio is clear. That's not happening today. I'm gonna recenter and I'm gonna try and be excited to shoot this video. Yes, welcome to my channel if you're new here. So it is a new year, it is 2025. Things aren't looking great. I did what I needed to do during the election. A lot of people didn't do what they needed to do during the election, so it's going to be a very interesting 4 years. But what I really came here to talk about was my favorite makeup from 2024. We're gonna catch up a little bit. We're gonna talk about our 2025 goals because I feel like I haven't sat down and done this in a while. So let's get into it. Got me twisted, girl, you got me twisted over you. I got what you need. Hope you can hear me well. Sometimes like the audio is like super muffled when I use just the Canon camera, but that is what we are stuck with today. Primer, this e.l.f. Dew primer, I actually really liked. I like how it smells. I like how my makeup sits when I use it. So definitely say this was my favorite product of 2025. I actually spent majority of my New Year's Eve purging. I was doing a declutter and I have like almost finished editing that declutter, and then before what was happening with my computer is, this is really sticky and it feels really good and it smells like watermelon, but yes, before what was happening with my computer is it would come on sometimes and wouldn't come on sometimes, but if I kept the screen active then like I'd be able to like edit a video. So I was in the process of editing my video and now the screen doesn't turn on at all. And that was like hours of footage and I was almost done with it and now I can't access it. So like if you see how my mood is like slowly dropping, it's because literally like every possible, I'm gonna do my brows while I talk, every possible technology thing that I've been trying to do with my page to like make things better, it's just like not working. So I don't know, like I'm spending another $1,000 on a new computer. I'm trying to do all these things and they're not working, but it's New Year, so we're gonna try and stay as positive as possible. But right now I literally went to I went to a couple of stores to try and get a new cord thing and nobody had it. So I'm just feeling a little Debbie Downer right now. Hopefully the more that I like start to do my makeup, my mood will improve. So for brows, what I really liked is this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel freeze thing. I really like the laminated brow look and I feel like it works perfectly for this. I need to get my brows done. I really still want to get them laminated and like shaped and everything, but I'm trying to find somebody that's affordable. So if you know anybody in the Twin Cities area, please let me know. We're gonna get in with my Sigma Beauty Dual Corrector. This has definitely been, I think I started using this last year, and this has definitely been a favorite. Hit pan on both sides. I did go to a Sigma event this summer. It was like technically my first beauty event. This works like so well. I don't know if you can tell because I have like really deep creases, but like, this looks kind of dark. This doesn't look dark, it just still looks creased. This is like something that I will continue to buy. And Sigma is Minnesota based, if you did not know. We are finally in a new year. I didn't do much on New Year's Eve. I think I maybe said that in a video, or maybe that was my declutter video. I was debating on if I wanted to go out and do something, but I just decided to go over to my cousin's house. I hung out with my cousin and obviously the children, because I'm obsessed with his children. I'm really like fighting for that like favorite aunt title. Funny because I went over to my cousin's house, I remember, a couple like months ago, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that you guys changed this. And he was like, yeah, because every time you come over, you go straight to the basement and hang out with kids. It is what it is. I just love kids. I don't think I'm gonna do much with my eyes, so I think I will actually do foundation. This Patrick Ta foundation has actually been my absolute favorite. It's very glowy, but it's like so, like the combo that I've come up with, I love. I did buy this before all of the controversy with the brand. I don't like the way that America is going. I don't know. I feel like it's been a little bit of a depressing week. I'm not trying to stay like super present, but I do try and like pay attention to what's going on in the news and the changes and everything. And yeah, we're really regressing, but what can we do, right? I think I'm gonna just start with like 2 pumps on my hand. I think I've used this on my channel before. I'm in the color Golden 20, and it's very much so the winter, so I'm very much so looking like Casper the Friend and the Ghost a little bit. But I am so happy to be out of 2024. This time last year, 2024, severe depression, severe anxiety, like heartbreak, all of the things coming freshly off heartbreak. So like the beginning of 24, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of this. Like this feels very heavy. Everything felt very heavy. Everything felt very challenging. There's a lot of times just hours and hours and hours and hours just spent on the couch because I was just like, I can't move. I literally cannot move. The other 6 months I was able to start getting my ish together, and I've finally started feeling like myself. I'm happy to be out of that super dark hole, because I don't know if anybody else has experienced the same thing. I'm sure, because like in general there's so much going on in the world that people are struggling. You feel like you are never gonna get out of that dark hole. Like you just feel like this is kind of like it, and I am just like super thankful to be out of that dark hole. Truly, I am very thankful to be out of that dark hole, because there's so many times where I was like, ugh, are you gonna make it out of this? Now, like I said, I'm like feeling more like myself. I have a lot more energy. I'm able to like go and do the things that I enjoy, try and do new things. Working out is not just like I'm doing it just to do it. I'm doing it and like getting things out of it for the most part, because I had gained like so much weight. I think I talked about that. I was like, oh, I can't fit into my clothes. Now I'm able to fit into my clothes, and I've lost like half the weight. I still want to, I'm gonna go with another pump. I still want to lose at least the other half, or like a half of weight that I gained. I'm looking to start like find like a new workout class is what I'm hoping to do. I go to the gym just like regularly, and once upon a time I did Orange Theory, but I just felt like every time I did it my joints were super inflamed, so I stopped doing it, and it actually wasn't making a difference in like my body composition or anything. But I will say I probably was like in the best shape of my life when I was in Orange Theory. There's like markers if you've ever gone, like there's different competitions. So like running a mile is one of them. And I literally dropped my mile by, when I did the first time and when I did it the second time I did it in like 7:30 something. I was in shape. If I tried to run a mile like that now, I can guarantee I would be at like 9 minutes, because the endurance kind of there. But like when you're doing Orange Theory, you're like in shape. Your cardio is like top tier. I don't know if I want to go back to doing that, but I am looking for new classes. So like if you have any ideas and you live in the Twin Cities area, please let me know. I'm potentially looking at like Flight or a Pilates class that maybe isn't solid core, because solid core is very expensive. It's very challenging, but it is very expensive, and like single income over here. So we gotta be smart with how we spend our money. Honorable mention for foundation, skin tints. I used the ish out of this last year. I used it for like a lot of like casual things. This is the Danessa Myricks Stan account. And I'm gonna keep shouting out Danessa, like, hey Danessa, let's work together. Love this thing. Perfect if you are a more like medium coverage girl that just like likes a little bit of makeup or like day-to-day stuff. I love this. Concealer wise, I actually had a hard time picking. I don't know if this came out in 2023 or if it came out in 2024. I actually really like the Tower 28 concealer. I did not use this a ton, but when I did use it, I really liked it. I think between that and the Anastasia Beverly Hills is what I use most often. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm a 2 concealer type of girl, so this is gonna be first because it's a little bit darker, and then I'll brighten it up with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I also tried the House Labs concealer for the first time this year, and it is like a perfectly natural concealer. Between that and the Danessa Myricks, like that combination, I just love. I don't know if this is doing this color justice. It's like pretty olive. That's my issue with this concealer though. Like the colors just are not, they're not great, unfortunately, but it is a very pretty full coverage concealer. I think I'm gonna use a brush to blend things out. This is the House Labs brush. I actually really like it. I got another one recently and it didn't work as well. This is like dense enough where it doesn't soak up everything, but it soaks up enough so your makeup doesn't look super heavy. Recently, I've been rewatching Insecure, and it's so interesting. It's such like an eye-opening show when you go back and you watch it like in different stages in your life. I think last time I watched it was when season 5 dropped, so I'm just watching it for the first time again in maybe like a couple years. There's so many things I did not notice like the first time that I watched it, and I was also watching it from a very different lens, but it literally touches on everything. Long-term relationships with Issa and Lawrence. I do think that Issa was quite the ass for cheating on, like, Issa was a mess. Issa was a mess maybe up until season 4. I think she started getting it together then, but Issa was a mess. I was like, girl, get it together. She figured it out, but she was a mess, which I guess is a testament to like some of the things that you go through. Like her friends are super successful, but like she's honestly not. She's like pretty lost, which I mean some of us have experienced as well. Obviously it touches on a lot of career stuff. It touches on postpartum. I was like, this is a very big deal. Them showing how Tiffany was struggling. I don't think I really registered it the first time that I watched it, but now I guess that I'm getting to an age where like maybe someday I'll have children, and a lot of people around me are having kids, and I'm also in the process of like kind of becoming like more of a pelvic health physical therapist. It was just so interesting, and I think actually really cool that they touched on postpartum, because I feel like we talk about all of the joys of pregnancy and we don't talk about all the difficulties of pregnancy. So we just make it seem like this is just a normal thing that women do, but it's a very challenging thing for women's bodies, and we don't talk about that enough. So I think it was really cool that Insecure highlighted that as well, and even just like friendship breakups. Molly and Issa in that friendship breakup, I was like, huh, there's so many things that it touches on, and it's so interesting. I feel like it's a really coming of age show. I think that's the best way to put it. I think it's like a perfect coming of age show. Going through like your 20s into your 30s, I was like, that happened, and that happened. I was like, okay, I think I get what she's doing with this show. Even her going from being in a long-term relationship to like being back in these streets and like getting on the apps, I was like, and that happened. Like the apps are, I tried it very briefly, the apps are not where it's at. I mean, men just lie. I tried dating a little bit, men just lie. Like so unprovoked, so unprovoked. Everybody's parents is out here wondering when they're gonna get married. Some of y'all needed to have raised your sons a little bit better, and maybe we won't be struggling so much. I went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer just to brighten things up a little bit, although with the Tower I feel like it actually looked pretty good. Anastasia Beverly Hills has a very full coverage concealer, so if you're not looking for full coverage, I would avoid this concealer, but otherwise it is super pretty. I've also realized this time around I had different opinions than when I was first watching it. So when I was first watching it, I think I was like team Issa, because I was like, man, Lawrence isn't doing anything. It was so wrong that she was cheating, but I was like, Lawrence isn't doing anything, so I kind of get it. Wouldn't be me, but I kind of get it. Obviously the second time around, I think it's very wrong that she cheated on that man, and she went to stay at Daniel's house after her and Lawrence broke up. That's insane. I was like, Issa is nuts. First time that I watched it, I hated Condola. I was like, why would this woman keep this baby? Issa and Lawrence need to be together. We're gonna go in with my pressed powder first. So that's my new routine for like basically all of 2024. I go with pressed powder. This is the NARS Soft Matte. I go under the eye. This is to help as best as it can with creasing. I mean, I have creases under my eyes, so it's gonna crease regardless, but this is kind of hoping it not do it as much. Did change my opinion about Condola, and I think it's just like where I'm at in my life as well. They didn't really speak to how old Condola was, but I'm gonna assume she was like mid to late 30s because she had already been married. And now that I'm like up here and like things are looking real, I actually do get why Condola kept that baby, because like she obviously wanted a kid, and at least she knows who Lawrence is. Getting like a sperm donor or something like that, she'd have to pay for that, go through that whole process, but like the process was brought to her, so I was like, I get it. I'm sure there's quite a few women at this point that would do that. They'd be like, you just don't need to be involved, I got this. Favorite powder is the Makeup by Mario. It has kicked Huda out of its place, which is crazy because the Huda powder is my absolute favorite. But something about this Makeup by Mario, it just gives me such a flawless base. And with this Patrick Ta, I feel like it just goes perfectly together. I'd say this is maybe like even my favorite product of 2024. I think, because this, it just adds to the face. It just eats. Like, do you see my base with powder now? It looks so good. And with my, this has been, I don't know, you know how like Beyonce has her go-to color? I feel like this is gonna become my go-to color. I like love it on me. I don't know why. I actually wanted chocolate brown, and this is what they sent me instead, but I love this for me. I might actually keep it. This year was also a year of like lots of exploring with different colors. I did blonde. I loved me my blonde bob, but it was so much maintenance. It was so much maintenance. If I can find like good quality blonde hair, then I will do it again. If I can't, it sheds. It's so dry. I loved it, but it's just like so much work. So I'm going in with my favorite contour stick. It is the LYS, I don't know what it's called, No Limit stick. I got it in the color Courage. I think now they're probably like stable when it comes to this, because before you could not, like, it was sold out so consistently that it was like impossible to get the color that you wanted to get. But every time I've done this for lately, I think that it's been in stock. Very creamy, very pretty, black owned, clean beauty, all of the things. And I always go under here to give myself some shape as well. I was trying to think of if I have any like specific goals for this year. And I don't know, I do. YouTube is obviously a big one. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for it this year. I say that like every year. I'm sure you could go back to like a 2024 video towards the end of the year where I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for it. But I did try. I did try. I was like trying to edit consistently, computer stopped working. I was trying to do this mic thing. I was trying to have like the perfect setup, and things are not working out the way that they're supposed to. I mean, consistency on YouTube is always a goal. I think now that I have like more energy and I'm able to like do more for myself, I think it'll be a little bit easier to record videos. So I look forward to being able to do more of that. And also like, I feel like my cooking has fallen off so hard. Let me grab my bronzer. Having the energy to do that. I started reading again. That's a huge one for me. I'm gonna go in with the NYX Buttermelt bronzer. This was my absolute favorite. Like, some of the drugstores, specifically NYX, came out with like heat this last year. I know some of the colors weren't that great, but I found my favorite colors, so I'm not mad. There is a little bit of gleam to it, so I would say that it's like maybe a little bit more perfect for the summer, but I actually really like this bronzer. And it's drugstore, so it's affordable. Like, do you see how pretty that is? As you know, or maybe you don't know, bronzer is one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup. I have started reading again, which is like a huge deal for me because it's always been difficult in like the last couple of years because I cannot focus my brain worth a dang. There's just like so many things running around my head, and now I can finally start reading, which is cool. I'm really into like black romance novels right now. I'm kind of like, do I want to see if people want to like start a black romance book club? Because like I'm super into them, and that's all that I'm reading right now. Lots of like Kennedy Ryan. Do you see the dimension in my face right now? Like, I feel like I found like the perfect base right now. Favorite blush of 2024 is the NYX, oh, I don't think I've actually used this color. It's the NYX Buttermelt blushes. Like I said, drugstore came out with some heat. These colors are so pretty. They are very pigmented, so you just have to really be careful when you use them. Books that I've really enjoyed are the Kennedy Ryan books. So Before I Let Go, This Should Be Us. Those are the two that I read from the, was it the Skyline series? I think I liked Before I Let Go more than I liked This Should Be Us, but there was nothing wrong with This Should Be Us. But I just like really loved the story of Yasmin and Josiah, and like once again talking about a lot of like real life things. Ooh, I'm putting on so much blush. I'm so excited for Hendrix's story to come out, which I think is coming out like spring or summer. Joggers, I think it's coming out this summer. I'm on like a different series right now for Miss Kennedy Ryan. It's the Hoops novel. So I just read Long Shot, which is really good, but very much so trigger warning. There's a lot going on that I actually did not expect. And right now I'm on Hook Shot. It's starting off a little bit slow. I'm just like trying to get used to it. I put on way too much blush, so we're gonna win and try and pick some of this up. But as you can see, it's like super pretty. It's obviously very pigmented, but it is very pretty. This is why you do concealer before blush sometimes. Let's get into these eyes. Like I said before, this is a Danessa Myricks Stan account. So I got the Groundwork Blooming Romance. It is so pretty. Pink is my favorite color. It is a little difficult to use, but it is really pretty. I kind of just want to go plain Jane today. So I think I'll start with this Evermore, this like brown. It seems like it's a little bit darker than I want, but let's see. It smells good too. It smells good too. Other things that I'm looking forward to this year, concerts. Although I'm like a little bit concerned about concert culture and what Ticketmaster is doing because everything is so expensive. They're ruining concert culture, which is so annoying. I did quite a few last year. I think Usher was my favorite. There's like really not many entertainers like Beyonce or like him, like people that can like really put on a show. This next year, I think they say Beyonce is gonna go on tour, so I'm like, hopefully I can afford it. With the way these ticket prices are. Wanted to go to Tyler the Creator, but like those ticket prices were insane. Like nosebleeds were so ridiculously expensive. So I don't think I'm going. I do look forward to see who is touring this year and seeing who I can actually afford, because the way that things are going, you better save your coins because we don't know what's about to happen. It's just January. Let's try this like lightish pink. I think I'm also just like looking forward to trying to travel more. Being the operative word. I would love to travel more this year. I didn't really get to do a ton last year. I have so many places on my list that I would like to visit. It's just a matter of making sure you have the PTO and also making sure you have money, because flying out of Minnesota is no joke, unfortunately. I don't know if I really like this eye look, but I don't have a lot of time. I might deepen it up just a little bit. This is not what I was going for, but this is what we're gonna do. Because I feel like time's a ticking and I'm just here talking. My goal is to be done in the next 10 minutes. I want to have my outfit on, I want to have my makeup done, and all that. Fingers crossed. I'm actually basically pretty much done with my face. I just need to put on eyeliner, mascara, line my brows, MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and I'm done. This is obviously my favorite. I think I use it in almost every video. It is the One Size Brow Pencil. I'm just gonna mainly fill in my brows as opposed to really shaping them. How do my brows look? I don't know. Whatever, we're not doing liner. We're gonna look a little bit crazy today. I have started priming my lashes before I put on real mascara, just because I feel like it helps things pop a little bit. This is the L'Oreal Volumis primer. This year I also really hope to be able to make some friends here in Minnesota. I tried last year, I tried Bumble BFF, and that was just like a fail because no one really like follows through on anything. I've joined a basketball team. I can't really play basketball right now because my knees are effed. This is 30. Try like reaching out to people. It feels like a little crusty. Favorite mascara currently is the Panorama. It's pretty expensive, but I like it. I feel like you don't need a high-end mascara. Drugstore has like plenty of great options. As far as lip stuff goes, I feel like Juvia's Place was still my favorite liner. Makeup forever to, oh my gosh, girl, what did you do? As we all know, making friends as an adult is like so much harder than I feel like it needs to be. Like, I feel like after my 3rd attempt to try and get us to do something, hang out, I'm just like, I can't try anymore. I'm tired. Like, it doesn't give you want to do anything. So like, I gave up for basically the rest of 2024. So I was like, this is so much effort and the effort isn't being reciprocated back. So I'm tired and I'm just not gonna do it anymore. I do think I'm gonna try this next year. I don't know, how do you guys make friends? Cause like, I feel like we need community. I feel like we are all craving community. I don't know why it's so difficult for us to be in community. I would love to be in community with people. So I guess if you're in the Twin Cities area and you're interested in hanging out, message me, let me know. I like to sometimes do outdoor things. Like, I'll go like rollerblading, I'll go for a run, maybe a little bit of hiking, not too intense. I'm really into tennis now. I suck at actually playing, but like skills, they're developing. I like to go get drinks. I'm like literally putting an ad out for myself right now. I like to get drinks, I like to try new restaurants. I like to go to these like little speakeasies. Sometimes I like to go out if it's worth it, if it's somewhere that's fun, good music. I like to go to movies. Yeah, this can be a dating ad and a friendship ad. Hit me up, I'm 33. As far as lips go this year, I actually like the Ola Hendrickson lip peptide, but I have no idea where I put it. So I'm gonna use the Polite Society Glossy Lip Balm. Very natural, but it's pretty. It's like a pinky nude. My go-to girl. All right, we're finishing with our usual MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This stays the same. This isn't changing. I feel like I'm out of time. This just like ties my whole face together. I am running out of time, so I'm gonna go change and then I'm gonna come back on camera and sign out. Chat. This is so random, but I look forward to seeing SZA and Kendrick Lamar this summer-ish. Concerts that I'm looking forward to. What I used for the majority of 2024 was this LYS spray. It reminds me of the Urban Decay All-Nighter. All right, I gotta go change and then I'll come back on camera so you can see the final look. I feel like it's very pretty. You maybe seen me do something like this before, but this is the final look. My hair is slipping so far back and I don't know why. I actually really like how everything came out. This is my current makeup routine. It works for me. I love these products. If we use any of the same products, comment down below and let me know. Let me know also what you want to see from me in this next year. I'm really gonna try and get my content back. I just bought a new computer. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully I don't get discouraged again. All the things. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment what some of your favorite products from 2024 were as well, if we're using any of the same products, content you want to see from me in the next year, and what your 2025 goals are. I think we're gonna be on the road to 600 now. We're at like 500 and something, so let's go road to 600. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Swanky. Did anybody watch Young, Famous, and African? Swanky. The light was big. The light was big. Like, what is Annie on?